excuse me. Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's KMB, the sexy ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe. And this is the New World Podcast, brother. And we're going to talk about Monday Night Raw, November 6th, 2003. Michael Cole, Wade Barrett on commentary. We're at the Mohegan Sun Arena. We started off with Seth Rollins. He just beat Drew McIntyre at Crown Jewel. He is celebrating, and he calls out Sami Zayn. Tells Sami, thank you, for basically stopping Damian Priest's cash-in with his Money in the Bank. And Sami's like, no, you need to understand that I am going to fight for what I believe in. I don't, basically I don't like bullies. I will fight back. I will rebel, very passionate. And Seth goes, that's the passion I like. And he tells him, I went to Adam Pearce and I told him, because he goes, after you had to give back the Money in the Bank briefcase and blah, blah, blah. He goes, I went to talk to Adam and told him, hey, you and me, basically a championship match. You say when. And I felt this was something that should have been saved for Survivor Series. That was just my opinion, but we got it on this. We got the match on this show, and the problem with that is I know Sami Zayn ain't gonna win that championship. This is set up something bigger. So when he said tonight, I was like, oh, but also too, it makes sense to the story. It makes sense, because we want to have the big War Games match at Survivor Series, but I automatically, as soon as it's like, we're going to do this tonight, and I was like, okay, well, we're going to have a great match. That's what that tells me. The Judgment Day are backstage. JD McDonough's rocking the Damian Priest shirt. This shit is fucking hilarious, man. Damian Priest comes back and he goes, look at this. He gets a title shot, automatic title shot, and blah, blah, blah. What happened? Blah, blah. He's all pissed off, and he looks at Damian, he looks at JD, he's like, did you pay for that shirt? Great. But him and Finn take off to go handle business. The first matchup of the night is the New Day versus the Judgment Day. Fun match. The Judgment Day for the win. They are putting those tag team titles on the line again against Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. The New Day is trying to find their groove, and I got to listen to a cool interview with Big E. He's a Rock Our Heroes, or this is Our Heroes, or something like that. Kind of like the school rock house. Am I saying that right? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you remember that old cartoon? I'm a Bill on Capitol Hill. He's doing a project similar to that. They have a animated movie or animated short coming out, and I was like, oh, this is what Biggie's been up to. And, he's kind of a contempt right now with being safe, and no fault to him. Man, I just miss Biggie, though. I miss the New Day. But, Kofi and Xavier are doing what they can, and they lost this match to the Judgment Day. So we shall see where we go from here. And remember, Royal Rumble's literally right around the corner. Drew's backstage from earlier tonight. They try to get an interview. Drew gets out of his car and is like, and gets back in and drives off. And we don't see Drew at all. Frustrated. This was the big one. This was his moment, and he just drove off. Next up, we have Shinsuke Nakamura versus Akira Tozawa with the Alpha Academy on the side, cheering him on. Oh, Tozawa. This was fun, though. Some great bumps in this match from Tozawa. Shinsuke got the win. Akira's just trying to prove that he, his place in the Alpha Academy, and prove that he's showing them, Chad, that he can do it. But he has a big Heritage Cup match tonight on NXT. And Tozawa's just great. Tozawa has been and always has been a treasure. And I like the fact we're doing more with Akira Tozawa. Natalya package. Adam Pearce has a package for number one contendership of who's going to face Gunther for his Intercontinental Championship at Survivor Series. Another match that I'm very excited for just because I'm like, good, we're not going to just have it be on TV. It's going to be on a pay-per-view. Seth's backstage, and Adam Pearce is like, hey, are you sure? And Seth's like, baby, I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to do what I need to do. I'll defend this championship when I can. So he's like, okay, as long as you're fine. Now the number one contendership for the Intercontinental Championship, The Miz versus Ricochet versus Ivar versus Bronson Reed. Talk about a stacked fatal four-way. It was awesome. Great moments, especially between Ivar and Bronson Reed. Just two big, meaty men, slapping meat. It definitely was. These two are beasts. And The Miz, who, I don't know what fire was lit under his ass, but man, he has showcased some great shit in this match. Like, The Miz looked great, and The Miz won. It was a double pin. Ivar had Ricochet and Miz had Bronson Reed because he missed the tsunami. And there was a little bit of everyone got confused for some reason because I was like, clearly Ricochet, kicked out before the 3 count. And Miz had Bronson Reed on his shoulders for the 1, 2, 3. And it was like, but the ref, I was like, what? I don't know why we're so confused. The Miz won. Let's give Miz his fucking flowers, right? The Miz did great in this match. But Ivar, Viking beatdown indeed, takes out The Miz, and they will face each other next week on Monday Night Raw. But Ivar was not happy losing this opportunity to The Miz. And Gunther is watching on. Gunther is one of my favorites. I have his action figure right behind me. Imperium, I love Imperium. I think the world of Gunther, and I definitely want to see him hold on to that championship as long as possible, but I just maybe The Miz is the one to take him off that pedestal. Then we can have Gunther move on to bigger opportunities, and maybe Gunther wins the Royal Rumble next year. Just saying. Tozawa's backstage. He's a little sad. Chad's like, yo, I told you, man, you need to pick some guys your size. You don't go after the big fish, But he goes, yes, Chad. But he goes, when you get the Heritage Cup tomorrow, hyping him up. And Tozawa's little dance. He did the little dance, and all of a sudden, Otis is like, oh, you being nasty. There was a great tease between Tozawa and Shinsuke because they're going to have a match next week. But fucking Otis walks in, starts shaking, tears his shirt off, basically challenging Shinsuke. And Tozawa's backstage with the Alpha Academy right now, and he's doing his little dance as he walks off. And they say, nasty. He's being nasty, bruh. But Otis will take on Shinsuke next week. The Creed brothers were backstage from earlier today. DIY interrupts with Adam there and is like, hey, why don't we have a match? Why don't we go this great team against a great team? First time ever. So next match of the night is DIY versus the Creed brothers. Oh yeah, I said that. DIY versus the Creed brothers. Talk about a tag team match that delivers on all levels and so good. So good. But Ludwig comes out. I didn't see Vinci, but Ludwig comes out to cause DIY to lose to the Creed brothers, and the Creed brothers got a big win. Ivy's part of this battle royal that's coming up later on tonight, so things are looking up for Diamond Mine. I'm so happy that the Creed brothers are on Raw, and we got 2 bangers. We got the Alpha Academy they faced the last week. Now we got DIY, and DIY's building a story with Imperium. Life is good, man. Life is good. Sami's backstage. They showed a package of when he lost at the Elimination Chamber. That was his last opportunity to get a championship in WWE. And Sami's watching it. And, of course, he saw everything that happened at that pay-per-view. And Jey Uso shows up. He's like, yo, I'm sorry about that, Uso. And he's like, nah, it's just the past, whatever, And Jay's like hyping him up. He's like, come on, Sami. Tonight's your night, right? Tonight's your night. Oh, how wrong Jay was. Jackie's with Becky Lynch backstage, and she gets interrupted by Nia Jax. And talk about spicy, spicy Becky indeed. Ooh, it is spicy. The Irish spice on that ass, Nia Jax, when she... Nia's like, yeah, I remember the last time I broke your nose. Look at me, pinky's up. And Becky's like, oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I mean, I remember what happened after, I went on to headline WrestleMania and you got fired. And I was like, damn! Oh, walk off, mic drop, everything. And Nia was like, yeah, damn. Sorry, Nia. It just doesn't help when we get to this battle royal. Byron's backstage with Piper and Chelsea. They're part of this women's battle royal, and the number one contender to face Rhea Ripley at Survivor Series. Shayna and Zoe interrupt, basically getting ready. Like, Shayna's like, I'm going to set my eyes on whoever first to rip them apart. Then we have the women's battle royal. This was okay. But I did like the fact when Becky came out, Xia Li attacks Becky, causing them both not to be in this match. Because I was wondering, I was like, okay, well, Becky, everyone wants to see Becky versus Rhea. But Xia said no. Xia was kicked out and Becky was not cleared. They showed before the match started. She was backstage and Adam says no. She's not cleared to be in this match. And with battle royals, they can go either way. They can be great. They can not be great. And this one was okay. Few spots I just felt like were a little sloppy. I felt like they should have started the match off with everyone attacking Nia Jax. And I was like, Nia's going to get this. Nia's going to get this match. No. Then I was like, okay, Raquel Rodriguez, right? No. And I came all the way down to Shayna and Zoe Stark. And I was like, Then Zoe Stark got the win. And I was just looking at my wife. I was like, why? And she goes, what's wrong with Zoe Stark? I was like, nothing's wrong with Zoe Stark, but I really thought, because I even made a joke when they were the last three in the ring with Raquel Rodriguez. I was like, all right, who's going to win this one? And then Raquel Rodriguez got eliminated. I was like, oh, okay, I guess. All right, well, let's see what Zoe can do with this opportunity to face Rhea Ripley. Let's see, because Rhea Ripley's backstage. She's got an interview, and Zoe gets in her face and says, you better watch out, I'm going to take that championship, And so I looked at the scale of this, like looking at them two, looking at each other, and I was like, all right. I'm very curious about this. Like, my curiosity is at a high level right now of like, we went with this choice, huh? Like, either or. Even if it was Raquel, I would have been like, Rhea's going to win, But Zoe adds a whole different layer of doubt in my mind. Is Zoe the next one to get that championship? We shall see at Survivor Series, baby, the day after my birthday. I'm so excited. Now the main event. World Heavyweight Championship, Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn, and I knew it was going to be a banger. These two went to war with each other. It was just awesome sauce, man, and it was such a great match to end the night. And I was like, oh, okay. All right, let's do this. And then after Seth freaking wins, I was like, yeah, my wife's like, oh, here comes Damien. Because I looked at the clock. I was like, we got 5 minutes left. Something's planned. Something is planned. And bada bing, bada boom, here comes the Judgment Day. Then here comes Jey Uso. Then Cody Rhodes music hits. And, and the best part about this is watching this with my wife. And she's seeing the excitement on my face because all these guys are going to, quote unquote, war with each other. And Adam Pearce comes out. Everyone's outside. They're fighting and it's chaos. And Adam's like, you want to play games? You want to play some games? Huh? And like me as a fan, and I know everyone in that crowd is like, say it, say it, say it. And he goes, you're going to play a game. It's called War Games. And I jumped out of my seat. I was like, oh my fucking God. The best birthday present ever. Because literally Survivor Series is the next day. It was on the 25th. My birthday's on the 24th of this month. So I was like, happy fucking birthday to me. War Games. We got Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, and Seth Rollins against the Judgment Day in a War Games match. Fuck yeah, baby. Oh, talking about ending it on a high note. I even wrote on thank you, Adam. Like Adam Pearce is going to read his notes. I was like, thank you, Adam. And I love his sell of it. You want to play games? You want to play games? Well, I got a game for you. Solid 5 out of 5, man. This was a good Monday Night Raw. Besides the Women's Battle Royale, it was okay. The result was like, okay, I'm down with this. That I would say favorite match of the night. God, this main event was great. Yeah, and next up today was DIY versus the Creed Brothers. And we're building the story with Imperium versus DIY, so I'm all for that. New Day and Judgment Day was really good, so a lot of stuff to unpack, and spicy Becky dropping it like it's hot. So, all right, y'all. Tell me what you thought of the show. Drop those comments below. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Share it with your grandma, share with the bump down at Walmart. We got SmackDown. What's going to happen with John Cena? You know, is he going to retire? Is he not going to retire? We shall see. All right, y'all. Like and subscribe. Share with your grandma. Share the bum down at Walmart. I am KMB the Sexy Ninja. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/New World Podcast. Get yourself that sweet nWp logo. And remember that the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
Yeah, I know that smart guy because it happened to me. Did you buy that shirt?
You left it in the locker room. You didn't even want it.
Katie?
Yeah.